Hello everybody, I am back on my channel again. This is the next day. As I told you, all of you, I am moving to Switzerland, which I currently live between London and Switzerland. I am packing up all my stuff because I am leaving. So I've got a little things left in my property in London. I'm going to do a little tour on my property in London. Once everything is gone, I will show you a little bit of what I'm leaving behind. I'm not looking forward to leave London, really. No, like I said, I'm not looking forward to leave London because I spent my whole life here, but I feel like I need a change in my life. You know, when you feel like backing up and just go out and start a new life. Also because of COVID, I think everyone feels down. Everyone feels like it's time to move. I feel like it's time to leave everything behind and move away. And I think it's time, and that's the reason why I was going back and forth between Switzerland and UK, because I was like sorting a few things out with work, sorting a few things out with the permit, and also with accommodation. I've got a place there at the minute, so I am moving finally in a couple of days. It's quite. I'm going to show you, and I'm going to speak about in a couple of, not probably anytime soon, once I'm settled there, few tips on how to move to Switzerland or how to move to Europe, to another country, things that you need to do beforehand and things that you need to do after, like permit, residency, work, and also accommodation. So I'll talk about all these things with you once I get there. And to you guys, the little tips I'm going to show you in a couple of few video I'm going to do is about how to move to Switzerland. But today's topic is, have you ever dated Sociopath? I have. I think it's the reason why I've been single for a couple of years is because I've dated Sociopath, and then I've kind of drained me mentality, has drained me as a person. I've dated this guy, which I'm not going to show you, I'm not going to tell you his identity. He was dealing with personality disorder. And when he was diagnosed by a therapist, we found out he had this sociopath behaviour. With a sociopath behaviour person, you will never know if he has an issue because he acts normal, he goes to work normal, he does everything else normal as a human being, he has friends. But the things that you will find out is how he deals with the relationship, and that's when you find out that this guy I've been out with is a sociopath. In a sociopath, you're not a bad person. You probably lived in a trauma relationship beforehand, or you lived in an abusive relationship beforehand, or you lived in a child abuse relationship between parents. I've lived with this sociopath relationship for 3 years, and there's a reason why I struggle a little bit going in other relationship. It's because I deal a lot with this mental health. It's not something that I laugh about, because being in that relationship, I realised I dealt with a lot, and coming out from that relationship, I've dealt with depression and mental health, which I've had to take a year out with work. I take a year out with my education. I also take a year out between going out with friends, because I was getting angry every day. I was getting really down as a person when I split up with that relationship. Being a sociopath is not negative, but it's something that you need to realise as soon as possible and talk to a therapist or a counsellor or talk to a mental health nurse, because if you don't do that as you get older, it becomes really, really hard to come out with. The guy I've been out with, it was 20, we were about 25 at the time when we were dating. 25, 24, I think I was just finished university, yeah. And when we lived together, I realised that he wasn't dealing with empathy as a normal person. He was getting really jealous about little things, as taking a bag or different bags out, if I wanted to go for a night out. He was dealing with not being open about his emotion. That's the reason I'm dealing with it now, is because I've realised that being with him, I wasn't able to deal with my emotion when I was with him because he didn't like it. And coming out from that relationship, I've learned for 3 years not to deal with my emotion. That's the reason why I'm struggling today. You realise how many sociopaths are living in society today. We're dealing with no empathy, no emotion, they're quite cold. And the reason why I left that relationship is because it's quite draining. The things that you realize with the sociopath is they not have any empathy, like I said before. They don't deal with emotion, and they have quite kind of like a mental health abuse way to relate in a relationship. They really suck you in quite easily because they had trauma in the past. I thought that was normal at the beginning. Then with time, I realized that it was something that I never expected this before. Like, why is this guy dealing with this that way? Sorry, I had a little bit breakdown talking about him. Do you understand with the sociopath that I haven't got many friends? We didn't have many friends in the relationship because he didn't know how to deal with friendship. I realized that not the first year, but time goes along, we realised that he didn't deal well with friendship. He didn't have many friends inside. He had an ability to not stick with the same things I used to say, like he changed his mind quite often. He didn't break the law. He was a guy that he had a good job and everything, but he sort of didn't like, he always, like, if something bad happened and he did it himself, like let's say he had an argument, he would blame the other person. Like in the relationship, I was always blamed for everything. I realized that when I came out from that relationship, I used to say to everyone, sorry, I won't do that again, sorry, I won't do that again, because I felt like I'm dragging that relationship with me. Sorry, I was dragging that relationship with me a lot. And I think it's the reason why I struggled so long when I split up, because I split up between about 2.5 years now. I struggle a lot dealing in the relationship because I feel like I suck that kind of people in my life, people with personality disorder. It's because I've been with him for so long, and that is the only thing I felt like I knew. But really, because it's a mental health week, I want to be able to accept myself, accept that I've also got issues myself, really. Coming out from that relationship, which I spoke to my sister being a nurse, I spoke to other people, and then I've kind of recovered from it, but I feel like I need more time before I accept the fact that I should not run into a relationship. I should like deal and love myself a little bit more since I came out from that relationship, because it's not his fault for being sociopath. It's not his fault because he has a personality disorder. It's not his fault for the way he feels depressed, or the way I feel like he has some kind of anger. He was coming out from trauma, and having people with sociopath behavior, we need to learn to accept them. We need to learn the disorder personality, learn that mental health can come in different ways, and learn that people like this exist. We only have to love them and accept them as friends before carry on the relationship. And the fact that I jumped in that relationship realizing that he had the issue, he didn't want to accept that he had the issue. We learned that during the relationship. I need to learn that I've got to know someone first before jumping in a relationship again. It's not his fault, and I'm going to say that sociopath people always need to open up a little bit more. Like, we are here to hear from you. I've come out from that relationship being really drained mentality, really being scared about being in a relationship or jumping in a relationship too quick, because I felt like I wanted someone to love me for the way I am. And I had to take a step back. Like I told you guys, it's been a few years since I've been single. I've enjoyed myself, I love myself, but there's a big difference between a sociopath and psychopath person. A sociopath person has kind of conscience in the head, to know what's right and wrong. He's just got a personality disorder, which is come from lack of emotion and lack of empathy. With a psychopath, they got mental health, and they are people that you need to stay away from them because they can be dangerous. With sociopath, they are a human being, and they come out with mental health disorder, and they have come from depression, trauma, and we need to accept them. So I made this video because I know a couple of people with sociopath. I've been in a relationship with one. I came out drained. I came out with mental health. I came out with the fact that I need to love myself, and I need to accept the fact that he now is recovered, is doing well, and everybody with that disorder, please go and ask for help. There are people out there that can listen to you. Have a good week, mental health week. Hope you guys take care of yourself. Bye.